For his first 1 year in office, celebrated yesterday, President Bola Tinubu did not give a clear-cut speech or address to the entire nation of Nigeria. Rather, he spoke to a joint session of the National Assembly. His address to the joint session of the National Assembly is coming at a time when Nigerian citizens are saying that they are in dire need of renewed hope. A renewed hope address too, amid the economic hardships that have become the order of the day in the course of his first 1 year in office as president of Nigeria. More so, prior to his address, Chief Ajuri Ngelale, special advisor to the president, media and publicity, stated that in furtherance of his commitment to delivering good governance, President Bola Tinubu has embarked on the inauguration of strategic projects across the country. More transformative projects were inaugurated by President Tinubu's administration for the benefit of all Nigerians, Ajuri Ngelale says. Joining us now on this show as we review President Tinubu's address to the joint session of the National Assembly is Professor Anthony Kila, Director of Studies at the Center for Advanced and Professional and International Studies, CIAPS, here in Lagos. Good morning, Professor Kila, and thank you very much for joining us.
Good morning. Good to be here.
Well, Professor Kila, see you. Thank you. Two things. 25 years. 25 years of democracy since the return to civilian rule in 1999. 1 year of President Tinubu's administration. On May 29, President Tinubu chose to shock Nigerians. He said, subsidy is gone. Yesterday, May 29, he shocked Nigerians again. He said, national anthem is gone. Old national anthem is back. Well, people are wondering, maybe in 2025, is the name of Nigeria itself that we go and we will have a new name. So this, 25 years, 1 year, and then things that are always going on May 29, including the Arise compatriots that was dispatched yesterday.
No, I missed a bit of what you say. You are introducing the fact that it's been 25 years of uninterrupted democracy and a year into the Bola Tinubu administration.
Correct. And that yesterday, and that May 29 last year, the president said subsidy is gone. Yesterday, he said the national anthem, Arise, O compatriots, is gone. And many Nigerians are saying, maybe next year, May 29, maybe the name of Nigeria will go. We will have a new name. So what do you think of this phenomenon of saying, national anthem is the biggest problem? And the president, Senate president, defines it as a most important contribution to governance by President Tinubu. Those three issues.
Well, I think the statement of the Senate president says more about him than the rest of us. That we have to be very careful of how we speak with people in institutions. By defining that as a very important achievement of STEP is a shallow statement to make, and it does not show connection with reality. So I suspect the Senate president is living in a world that is very disconnected with the world in which millions of Nigerians are living. We need to guide our utterances, and I think of all people, the Senate president is somebody that needs to be taken to a classroom to be shown what he needs to say and not to say anymore. He has this habit of saying the rather wrong things, and it's unfortunate because he seems a jolly good fellow. Maybe it's too much of a jolly good fellow for that position. He needs to sharpen himself. The change of the national anthem came as a surprise. We didn't see that coming. The swiftness with which it was adopted and executed is a new set, is a new standard that we need to aspire to for when we want to deal with pressing issues in the country. I think we need to look at it that way. I mean, it's difficult to understand, the profound reason that led to that change. There's some things that is missing on those who purported that change. And it's also an index of the disconnect between Nigerians, because at the moment on the streets of Nigeria, when you say Nigeria we healthy, it's a joke. You say it when things are tough or when the Nigerian system has done something wrong to you. But, those are things of aesthetics and sentiments. I am not one that is very moved by those symbolic things. I see the importance of them as a student of aesthetics. I can see the consequence of aesthetics and ethics and pathos and ethos in a society. There's a mix of all these things, which I understand very well. But I think Nigerians at the moment are more interested in their jobs, the price of food, and other things that will affect them. But that said, we should appreciate 25 years of democracy. I do not think the president has done us very well by his own gift for these 25 years of democracy being this, because there's some contradictions in it. We've abandoned an anthem written by Nigerians for an anthem written by foreigners, which was adopted. The one written by Nigerians was adopted, about a decade after we got independence. I say 18 years. 78, it was adopted. And we've gone back to one that was written by, by foreigners to us. In the language of today, people don't use tribe anymore. They use ethnicity and nationalism. So there's something about it that is not, I won't say modern, because the whole of Nigerian history is a modern history. It's not contemporary. It doesn't speak the language of the day. But then again, I'm somebody who would like church services to be done the good old Orthodox way, rather than tell your neighbor to look at your neighbor, or that things I don't buy into. I still like the classical way of doing things. So it puts somebody like me in an embarrassing position. But I don't think it will matter very much. People will learn it. It's just a shame that just while some people were warming up to the new one, trying to learn it, older people, then you want them to change it. And this new one does not. The ones who grew up with a right compatriots, we start to change the item again. Then we have to tell everybody, when we go to the World Cup and other African events, or when we go to international events, that we've changed our anthem. I predict that in one of these events, somebody's going to play their rights to compatriots instead of Nigeria we healthy, and they need to learn that. But, these things, the whole point is that it's not as important as we're making it, and I suspect the timing. I'm not impressed by it.
1 year of Tinubu administration. What has he done right? What has he not done right?
1 year. I noticed you used the neutral term 1 year. You didn't say celebrate, because I think it's families and friends of those who are elected that should be celebrating. It's a year to mark and to reflect of stewardship of an administration that has 4 quarters and has spent its first quarter so far. You see, unfortunately for politicians, you judge an administration by expectations and reality. The expectations for those who supported were very high, and I think the reality is matching it. Those in government say this is a time to sow the seed, and hopefully we shall soon get the fruit. But I think, honestly speaking, and speaking for most Nigerians, which is what we're here to do, we should notice that at the moment the situation in the country is like when you're hungry at home or at a restaurant, and people tell you, we're working very hard in the kitchen to get the food ready, but you are hungry and the food is not here yet. I think the message to the president and the presidency is that the fruits of their labor are not showing yet. And perhaps they need to find a way to work faster and smarter to make sure we get the benefit of that fruit. Because at the moment, what people remember this administration for in the first 1 year is subsidy is gone and the price of subsidy went up. The price of food and other items went up, and the tariff for energy has gone up as well. I think at some point, the government is hoping that all these things will lead to somewhere better. So far, we're not somewhere better yet.
All right. 1 year on this administration, going back to the president's manifesto, his promises to Nigeria, his covenant or his commitment to Nigeria on becoming president. If you look at some of those promises, how well do you think he's delivered on them? He's talked about building a new Nigeria, especially for the youth. Talked about job creation during his campaign season. He'd said he'd invest in the manufacturing sector, create and invent more of the goods and services that Nigeria requires. export and import less. He had promised for in the agricultural sector to continue assisting the farmers. I'd like you to, if possible, break down some of these promises he's made post, and also even promises he's made post inauguration, the student loans, the conditional cash transfer. I'd like you to please analyze some of these decisions and how well you think he's delivered on his promises.
Well, I think, one will assume that so far they're working on this thing. The student loan has been announced, but we have not really seen the loan. Nobody has taken it. The agricultural reform has been said, but we have not seen. The way to judge agricultural reform is if the prices of food go down and we're able to start exporting food. We haven't seen that. We have to assume, since we're not in the opposition, it's not our duty to suspect government. We have to assume that they're working on it. The problem is that we've not seen the result. As somebody who lives in Lagos, we Lagosians, we have seen the Third Mainland Bridge. That is a cogent thing that you see in your hand, that Third Mainland Bridge was started on this day and it's finished on this day, and that's good. That's the kind of thing we expect. The other ones have been announcements and intentions. We can only, sort of give in a goodwill gesture, say that it is work in progress. Unfortunately, the value of the naira went down against the dollar, and then it came up, then it went down again. So that is not a good place to be. But I think in terms of detailed or itemized improvements, it is still work in progress. Our hope as citizens and residents of Nigeria and businesses is that the second quarter is better than the first quarter. And that maybe all the things that has been said, from security to job creation, to agriculture, to infrastructure, to export, to a better Nigeria, to hope that it will come to fruition. One would have expected that with a modern government led by a city boy, things would have been faster. It would have been more digitalized and quicker to be done. I think, unfortunately, we're not seeing that. Let's hope that things will be better. I believe one of the first flaws of this government when it came to power is that it didn't seize the opportunity to start to go into parliament with the list of the ministers straight away, to have spent a bit of months, because it will have been easy now to also judge the ministers as 1 year in office, but they're not 1 year in office. So that would be unfair of them. I am patiently waiting for a few months to sit down and judge each of those ministers to say, what exactly have you brought to the table? What has allowed you to say that you've done a good 1 year? But, it would have been good to judge the president. And I say this for the future, not to criticize the past. I hope the future president of Nigeria will understand that it is good for him to resume into office with his ministers as soon as possible, so that when we talk about a year of administration, we can talk a year of all the arms of government at work.
Good to see you again, Mr. Killer. 1 year after, like Dr. Batu was joking, maybe probably we'll change the name of Nigeria at some point to the Raiders, or probably the flag. Maybe that's the one we'll go. But speaking of national anthem and symbolism, I get your drift, because Spain is part of the 4 countries in the world that don't even have an official lyric to their national anthem. And that economy is worth about 1.4 trillion GDP. So now, by lyrics to national anthem or real economic potential for the people. A part that a lot of us missed, I want to bring up
I
there.
see you saw exactly what I was thinking about.
Yeah, it's not by lyrics to national anthem. It's real economic fecundity. Spain doesn't have official lyrics to national anthem. It's got 1.4 trillion GDP. And here we've dropped from 500 billion to about 253 billion now. I think I want to talk about something really important. President Tinubu yesterday again brought another supplementary budget. He said he's going to bring a supplementary budget. He didn't bring. So what he pretty much came to him, the National Assembly, was, apart from the national anthem, was going to bring another supplementary budget. One, he's not been able to account for how he spent this budget so far, the first 6 months. How are we going to get the money? Are we going to have to borrow the money? Because he's now saying he wants to bring another supplementary. And the last supplementary budget he brought before the end of last year, we remember how frivolous those budgets were. It was to buy cars for National Assembly members and do all sorts of shenanigans. I was talking about yachts and things like that. So when is he going to give us accounts of the one he spent so far for the first 6 months, and he's talking about another supplementary budget?
Well, I think, so 2 things. Number one, You're very right. And amazingly, when I was talking, I was thinking about Spain. I didn't mention it, but I think you read my thoughts very well. That's what I was thinking about. So it's a good thing you brought it up. The other side of this is this. So it is natural. The whole reason why Montesquieu, espoused or taught us about the theory of division of power, separation of power, and why the whole world espoused it, is because it is clear that left to their own device, executives, whether it's in countries, government, association, or corporate organizations or community, executive would tend to abuse power. It's just the way life goes. You need some kind of saint in power that will not abuse it. I think the real question is more of a system question. The question is, what exactly are the arms of government that are supposed to be holding government to power doing? The question you're asking, I think, should be directed to the National Assembly that needs to be called out. And I link this immediately to the marking, actually, let me use the verb celebrating 25 years of democracy to say it is time we take our focus on other arms of government, starting from the legislative arms of government, to remind us that they should be holding account government and legislating, not doling out sewing machine, not doing constituency project, not saying that national anthem is a great achievement. They should be asking, this money that we signed for you to spend, where exactly have you spent it? When are we going to get the result? That's what they ought to be doing. So I think we, the people, led by the fourth realm, or at least our voices amplified by the fourth realm, should move now from the first quarter of a century of democracy that we're celebrating, to say the next step is to hold more organs of government accountable. Unfortunately, the attention on the executive has been so much, and it's a bad attention. It's a deferential attention that makes people in the House of Assembly also say a bit of nonsense, because everybody is trying to please the executive. And I think we need to diversify our power and let everybody fit their bill. Unfortunately, and I say this very sadly as somebody who loves the law, unfortunately, as we move on to say, let us improve our system, towards a better nation, towards a more perfect nation. After 25 years of focusing on the executive, let us focus on legislature. And I say, unfortunately, and the judiciary as well. These people who do counter orders and do orders as if nothing existing in the world. I think the next bill we should push for after the national anthem, I hope the Senate President would like this bill as well, is to find a way to say that any judgment we take to court, the first thing a judge should look at is to see if this same matter is in any other court in Nigeria. That is a law that you can pass in less than 50 words, and I'm hoping with the alacrity with which they pass the national anthem, they should be able to do that. The accountability you ask for is something that common sense and decency will make the executive provide it, but duty will impose on the National Assemblies and all other bodies to request it.
Well, thank you very much, Professor Kila. I'm sure nobody would argue with you that apart from putting the spotlight on the executive, we also have to look at the legislature and also look at the judiciary and other aspects of governance in terms of how they have fared, either in the last 25 years or in the last 1 year. Thank you very much for joining us.
California classrooms face a monumental crisis. Tens of billions of dollars.
Joining us now is Ojinika Ojiope with stories trending around the world. Hello, Jinix.
Dr. Bati, good morning. How are you this morning? You never get tired, right? That introduction is just, legendary all the time. How are you this morning?
I'm good.
Perfect.
Thank you. Yeah.
It's almost Friday, is it?
It's
I
almost
feel like it
Eve,
is.
Friday Eve.
How are you?
I'm good.
Doesn't it feel like it's almost Friday? Good morning. Rufai, how are you this morning?
Feels like it.
It doesn't, because it's just so overwhelming. A lot, all the
Audrey,
yes.
I'll call today my Friday. Yeah.
You do what?
I'll
Oh,
call
today is
today
your
my
Friday, no problem. Let's cheer up. Why not? Well, you know what? Before we begin what's trending, we would like to extend our congratulations to the managing director of Arise News, Christian Ogodo, whose daughter, Ogone Thega Steffi Eberechukwu, was among graduates who bagged various degrees from the prestigious Harvard University in the United States. Thega, as she's popularly known, is a Bloomberg Leadership Fellow who did her industrial training with the Rochester City Council in New York and a graduate of the University of Lagos with a second-class honors from the Faculty of Environmental Sciences, majoring in urban and regional planning. She was awarded a master's degree in urban planning from the Harvard University on May 23rd, 2024. Since the inception, you know, Thega has already been offered employment with an engineering consulting. The reintroduction of the old anthem, titled Nigeria Will Hail Thee, in the face of worsening economy, has elicited a wave of criticism among many Nigerians. On Wednesday, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu signed the bill to reintroduce the anthem into law, despite calls from the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Lateef Fagbemi, who has argued that the decision to change the country's national anthem should be subjected to an extensive review. Some users on social media have accused the president of acting in his own selfish interest by assenting to the bill, as revealed in this interview, which he granted during the celebration of Nigeria's Independence Day in 2022, where he stated his preference for the reintroduced anthem over the version that has been used in the last 46 years. Let's take a look.
We must guard our democracy jealously, though. We are one and one Nigeria, and we should be proud of our greenback. That is the passport. In fact, if I have my way, I will bring back our old first national anthem. That describes us much, much better. I don't know why we change it. It's about service. It's about diversity. It's about commitment, the value and nation building. So that is my message to Nigeria, my message to the president, my message to everybody. Never give up.
All right, guys, this video began trending yesterday after President Bola Ahmed Tinubu signed that bill. I mean, you cannot blame Nigerians who would, would say that, he acted in his own selfish interest. Because we have said, I mean, the Attorney General of the Federation, Lateef Fagbemi, had argued that, it should be subjected to, a wider review. I mean, even this old national anthem went through a bidding process. I mean, there should have been a conversation before, it was signed. But let me take some tweets. I know you guys have discussed this, but this is from Concerned Citizen, who wrote, "Oh, so it was about what one individual desired and not what was in the best interest of the country. Got it. Define selfishness again. One good trait of a quality leader, selflessness. Selflessness is putting the greater good of the people above one's personal interest." Well, our former Minister of Education, Obi Ezekwesili, also put out a tweet, and she wrote, "Public service announcement. Let it be known to all and sundry that I, Obiageli Obi Ezekwesili, shall, whenever asked to sing the Nigerian national anthem, will sing, 'Arise, O compatriots, Nigeria's call obey, to serve our fatherland with love and strength and faith. This is my own national anthem. And let it be known that no one can suppress my right to dissent an obnoxious law that is repugnant to all that is of good conscience in Nigeria. Whatever else is hashtag not my national anthem.'" You know, Nigerians have rejected this at large. So let me just take some more reactions. I mean, these are reactions from WhatsApp. This person wrote, "My problem is that very soon you will hear that some people use 30 billion naira to teach the new national anthem in public schools. Another person wrote, I will not be surprised if we go back to right-hand drive before the end of this Senate. Well, another person wrote, May 29, 2023, subsidy is gone. May 29, 2024, Arise, O Compatriot is gone. May 29, 2025, what's gonna be gone? Rufai, what's gonna be gone?
The flag. Maybe the flag will be gone.
You knows.
Or maybe they will even change the coat of arms.
Yeah.
They will even change the name of Nigeria.
Another person wrote,
Make Nigeria official.
hopefully, let me take this last one. Hopefully, all prices and value of the naira will now revert to Independence Day status quo with that one signature. Hooray. I mean, seriously, we did talk about this yesterday, and we were asking President Bola Ahmed, we're begging really, that please go ahead, Dr. Bati. Really,
very quickly, a number of issues here. Opinion is divided.
Yes.
Mixed reactions. We just had Senator Victor Ume, who was defending the process, saying it went through due process. And the question was posed to him. The Chief Law Officer of the Federation, Lateef Fagbemi SAN, Attorney General and Minister of Justice, has said, look, this thing should have been subjected to more consultations so that the people of Nigeria can have a sense of ownership. I don't think it's right for the National Assembly to say, we have followed due process and it's done. Okay, it's an executive bill. They followed due process within 1 week and they've passed it. Even on the floor of the Senate, there were objections from Senator Adams Oshiomhole, who said he thought the word tribe and native should not be used because these are pejorative issues. Now, in the larger community, you have Mrs. Obi Ezekesile saying that, look, this is an egregious, and I'm quoting her, an egregious case of majoring in the minor. In other words, this is not a most important thing for Nigerians. Senator Shehu Sani has also said the same thing. Now, on the support side, you have Professor Michael Zekome, who said, in fact, he moved the motion on the floor of the National Political Conference in 2014. And he thinks that in terms of gravitas, in terms of context, in terms of content, that it's a good thing to return to the old national anthem. But the majority of Nigerians are saying, is this the important thing? At a time when they are now selling a bag of rice for almost 100,000, depending on the type that we eat, there is a particular brand of rice that is about 170,000 naira for 50 kg. But I don't think that's the general one that people eat. Every other thing is expensive in the market. Inflation rate has gone through the roof. When critical issues of governance come before the National Assembly, they don't act expeditiously. They seem to have developed, a fascination for minor issues on which they can show sycophancy and hypocrisy. This is the point that the critics are making. Number two, they say, oh, this was a national anthem that was brought by the colonialists and by the military. Okay, what other things did the colonial masters bring that they have to do away with? They gave us the name Nigeria. That's why Nigerians are saying, are we going to change the name of Nigeria?
Didn't Michael Zekome say that?
Because, no, Michael Zekome didn't talk about colonialism. He was talking about content, about the gravitas of the content and the context of the national anthem.
I think he said the name Nigeria should be changed.
He thought it was more profound, more philosophical. That's the national anthem. Now, people are saying if it is the military did other things too. After all, they constructed the Third Mainland Bridge. Are we going to demolish the Third Mainland Bridge because it was the military?
All right.
If we're talking about going back to the past, there are Nigerians who have been saying, let's go back to the 1960 Constitution. Let's go back to the 1963 Constitution.
All right.
That is not of interest to the National Assembly.
You made mention
it is national
about the
anthem.
National Assembly. You know, let me take the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, who thanked President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for bringing back the national anthem that they all grew up with, stating that the anthem inspires hope.
We want to thank you for bringing back our national anthem, the one that we grew up with. I'm talking about those of us who are above 50. And for the young ones, I'm sure by the time you sit down, read it line by line, word by word, you will see why it is very, very important for Nigeria to revisit its former national anthem. Because it inspires hope. It inspires hope. If we can follow to its logical conclusion, Nigeria will be a much greater nation. So thank you, Your Excellency, for coming. We will be looking forward to being with you on June 12th to commemorate 25 years of democracy in Nigeria. Thank you so much, sir. May God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
All right, Tajuddin Abbas there, urging our, students, our young Nigerians, go through those national anthem line by line. But we did them yesterday. They played the national anthem and they didn't sing. We didn't hear them sing. We just saw them standing. But, in the meantime, there are videos that have been circulating on social media showing school children reciting the national anthem. Well, here is a video of pupils of the Justice and Peace Primary School in Ogun State, as well as pupils in Lagos reciting the first stanza of Nigeria We Hail Thee during morning assembly.
Oh gosh! Oh my gosh! Come on! Oh my gosh!
And the House of Assembly members yesterday. Now, the National Assembly yesterday, absolutely better. But one day they're already reciting the new national anthem. That's what is now called, no longer
adaptability as a people. And I think that's why successive administrations just throw things at Nigerians, because they know that after we talk and talk and talk, we adapt. And this is what happened. So going back to what Honorable Tajuddin Abbas had said, that it inspires hope, inspires hope. I don't know how hopeful we're feeling this morning. Follow me, because they haven't sung the national anthem. Maybe we should do that this morning so that we're able to feel the hope that he's talking about that inspires. I can understand what he means in terms of the lyrics of the anthem. But what a number of people have opined, and yes, I was reading this day newspaper backstory by Mr. Sheikh Adeni, where he said, I think the topic is fixing Nigeria with an anthem. And this seems to be what a number of people have criticized this move, that how is this the most important thing when it comes to the realities of people? It's either one thing, they are not in touch with the people, or the realities of the sufferings of the people, whereby they feel that the changing of an anthem would be the solution, or at least be a huge, bring a huge impact in bringing hope. Let me tell you what will bring more hope, or what will give us more hope. You wake up in the morning and feeling hopeful. When you hear that the prices of food have gone down, and you and your family can eat well in Nigeria, you feel more hopeful. One other thing that will bring more hope is when you go out to take your public transportation and the prices of transport has gone down. I'll be feeling very hopeful. When I see our children go to school and they're able to get quality education, I will feel more hopeful. When women and men can go to the hospital and access quality healthcare, I will feel more hopeful. When the strength of the naira is in such a state whereby it can compete with currencies across the world, or at least go back to what it was at the beginning of this administration, I will feel more hopeful. Not the change of the anthem, not the passing of the bill. And that's why we ask questions. Why the urgency? Why the need? It just shows it has now caused a distraction. Rather than us focusing on evaluating the performance of this administration last year, we're debating about, and that is usually the Nigerian story.
So the former national anthem has a very hopeful line that says, "O God of creation, direct our noble cause, guide our leaders right, help our youth the truth to know." Our leaders are not properly guided, honestly. And you see, that's why Nigeria has not reached its lofty heights attained. Lack of direction by the Nigerian leadership. Also, add in this cocktail a very docile, gullible citizenship and elite system.
Right, hit the nail on the head.
That's the cocktail Nigeria suffers from.
Right.
Because isn't it a shame that you're bringing back the national anthem, but you've not brought back our girls that have been kidnapped for how many years now? As all the Chibok girls finally returned home. So you're more concerned about the national anthem at a time where in account of your stewardship as a president, you've given Nigeria extra 11% inflation.
I am asking for every pro-Trump patriot watching this video to click the link below.
Pain, penury. Our judiciary is scampering around with different court orders today as we speak. In fact, people are scared as regards the judiciary because if you can have a litany of court orders just on an issue in Kano, as we speak, Kano is boiling with a lot of uncertainty, 2 years in one kingdom.
All right, you're fine.
And we have a lot of other nascent problems.
We have a lot
And the
of pressing
priority
issues.
is
Unfortunate.
your national anthem.
What was the first thing you said? That the leaders are
Directionless leaders. And real quickly, as I wrap up, Oji, the new national anthem has a very important part. It says, a banner that will not be stained. That's the old national anthem. A banner without stain. But this was the same country that stained the flag, our banner, with the blood of innocent Nigerians during NSAS, with recourse to no account to today. They said a nation that will not be oppressed. But this was the nation that oppressed its citizens during the election, and people were beaten in a quarter because they want to exercise their rights.
all right.
So for those that are arguing that the words reign supreme, except you have a leadership that has direction, this country will not move further.
All right. We'll take another story. Highlighting the menace of cyberbullying and the reported case of injustice set to be carried out by the police under the guise of enforcing the Cybercrime Act. On Tuesday, the Nigerian police arrested a content creator known as Humble Scent after he made defamatory claims in a viral video against music executive and businessman Emeka Okonkwo, popularly known as E-Money. The content creator alleged that E-Money, under the Cybercrime Act, over her review of a tomato paste product manufactured by Erisco Foods, has taken center stage again. On Tuesday, the Federal High Court in Abuja remanded her in prison after she was arraigned for alleged defamation against the tomato paste manufacturer. Okoli has denied any wrongdoing. At the hearing of her bail request, her lawyer, Inibehe Effiong, presented a medical report stating that his client has had a miscarriage because of the psychological trauma brought on by the case. The prosecution lawyer, however, asked the judge to reject Okoli's bail application because she might jump bail, arguing that she had breached the terms of an earlier administrative bail the police granted her. In September 2023, the police had arrested Okoli for claiming in a Facebook post that the Erisco tomato paste product she bought in the market tasted sugary. Erisco Foods described her claim as untrue and unfounded. The case has been adjourned till Friday, May 31st. Now we are seeing two different, cyberbullying case here. The first one has confessed. I mean, it was absolutely wrong, defamatory. We are seeing here Chioma Okoli lost her baby. This is so disheartening.
So let me, since both stories are on cyberbullying, let me bring them together. The first one was an outright lie, which the person had come out to say that he lied. It was untrue, it was false. The second story, which is still in court, by the way, so until we get a judgment on that, we can't really comment, but I'll say something. She gave a review of a product in her own estimation, and it wasn't in intention like the first. That was an outright lie to gain clout and to gain popularity or notoriety on social media. Now, the high-handedness is what a lot of people have talked about with the second story with regards to sometimes what it seems to be a show of high-handedness because you have access to authorities and powers that be. And this is what people are saying, that the common man do not have access to fairness and equity. You can look at the case of Bobrisky, like I keep bringing up, Bobrisky and Chief Priest, who is still walking free. Bobrisky is still, has been handed a sentence. And so you wonder, is justice really fair to the poor or people who do not have access to power in Nigeria? Yeah. This is the real issue. And it is frightening to see what can happen because an opinion was put online by a woman. Absolutely. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I'll see what happens, but it's very sad.
This case needs to be reviewed, and we pray for proper healing for Chioma, who is in jail now till Friday. Well, as we end What's Trending today, we would like to leave you with a special rendition of the anthem Arise, O compatriots, by media influencer Enioluwa Adeoluwa. According to the National Anthem Bill, the second stanza of this anthem is now designated as a new national prayer.
I'm not interested, though. I don't know if you guys want to watch it. If you guys want to watch it, let me get some yes. If you don't, let's move it on because I don't want to stay here past 1 hour. Okay, so I don't know what the deal is about changing the national anthem. Clearly, this man is trying to distract from the real issues, the real catastrophe, the 1 year of catastrophe that he has brought on Nigerians. From the day he entered, a dark cloud took over Nigeria, covered every nook and cranny of Nigeria. That's exactly what we're seeing happening. So this whole national anthem thing, back and forth, people talking about it, arguing about it, is all a distraction so that people don't pay attention to the catastrophe that this man brought about. Mayhem in his time. A lot of lives have been lost. A lot of people have been unalived. A lot of people have been kidnapped. Banditry has been at its highest. Even as he clocked the 1 year, to mark the 1 year, terrorists kidnapped more people, unalived more people on the same day, on the 29th. They didn't take a break. Insecurity is at its highest in Nigeria. People cannot move about freely in their own home country. We have IGP camps littered across the country because they have chased people out of their homes, right? So you have IDP camps, people living in IDP camps in their own freaking country under Tinubu administration. People have been rendered homeless. No food. There's no food security. Inflation, it's at its peak. Armed robbery, it's at its peak. Every dark thing you can think about is creepy crawling in Nigeria. Nothing has changed. It has worsened. This man Tinubu is single-handedly taking Nigeria backwards with the Senate of baboons looking on and smiling sheepishly. But what they don't understand is that Nigeria is turn by turn now. Anything can happen to any of their own, and we'll be here to see it. The catastrophe that Tinubu's administration has brought in 1 year, I don't know how people can sustain another year under the same man. Under Tinubu's administration, the dollar is now almost 2,000. It got to 2,000 as a matter of fact. He took it to 2 freaking thousand. Every criminal is thriving in Nigeria under Tinubu's administration. Criminals are thriving while the common people are struggling. Darkness took over when Tinubu took office. Eh? So I don't know. Personally, there's nothing, no matter what they try to do, I am not distracted though. I'm not distracted at all. Now here we dey. These people do not care. The man cannot even sing the national anthem. He cannot sing the new national anthem that he's saying, I'll bring it back. You don't when the man not sabi talk. You know they sabi put two sentences together. Eh? You know, the sabi talk, not be today. That was an interview that was done in 2022. Think about all the madness that has happened in Nigeria under Tinubu. Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong. No lie, people cannot, no, the place, Nigeria has been thrown into utter darkness since Tinubu took office. Nigeria has been thrown into darkness since that man took office. Nothing good, everything good has left that country. All the companies have left the country. All the investors that were once in that country, they have left with their businesses. We lost over 700 businesses since this man came in. Petrol price before he took office was 238 naira per litre. Tinubu came in, it became 1,000 naira per litre. Food inflation, then it was 24.82%. Now it is 40.54%, 37.52 increase. Exchange rate, dollar to a naira, then was 461. Now it is 1,900. A whole $1,500 jump, for 1,500 naira jump increase. Interest rate then was 18%, which was very high, ridiculously high. Now it is 26%. Diesel was 844 during what's his name, Bubu's time. Bala Blue entered. Tinubu is now 1,700 per litre, 80% increase. Inflation rate was 22.4, which was crazy high. Now it is 33.69%. Our public debt then, when Bubu was there, was 87 trillion. Now it is 99.34 trillion, 20% increase. Electricity tariff then was 66 naira kilowatts per hour. Now it's 227 naira per kilowatts per hour. This man failed woefully in his first year. You can't afford to buy food, ordinary bread. When they buy, they no dey fit afford am again. People are now scavenging dustbin, trash to eat. That Arise O Compatriots anthem, let me know. I don't know any other anthem. If it's not Arise O Compatriots, I'm not singing it. I don't know what it is that is exciting. And most of the people that are walking around, colonial mentality. I'm sorry to say, with due respect to say, we son Ezekome, that man has Ezekome, he has colonial mentality. Yes, he does. I remember somebody asked him about the wig and gown in the judiciary. He said, no, that's why he became a lawyer, that they are not going to do away with it to her. That when you wear that thing, do you know what it means? That it was the colonialist that gave it to us. He was saying with so much pride. Hey God, we have problem in that country. A lot of the people that are in that top position, colonial mentality, all of them, colonial. Oyibo thing, na im they rate higher than your own. They no dey even consider themselves, they no dey consider their people as people. Now Oyibo, they look Oyibo like gods for their eye. That is our main problem in Nigeria. You have people who are running office who have inferiority complex, who do not know who they are, so they worship palm-colored people. That is what we are seeing. So guess what? When you're walking around, the palm-colored people will think you are the same as your leaders. That's what there's no difference. They say they worship us. They know. Since Tinubu took over, diabolic things have been occurring in Nigeria. It has not stopped. Every day, innocent blood is shed in Nigeria. Every freaking day. Since Tinubu entered office, there has been unrest in Nigeria. Nobody can sleep and wake up peacefully. No, no, no. No light, no water, nothing. Even when he's driving on the roads, he takes over everywhere. He doesn't care about anybody but himself. As long as he's able to move with his entourage of 1,000 cars behind him or however many cars, he does not care what he subjects the Nigerians into. And I don't blame him. It's the docility of the Nigerians. I remember I played a video of a lady who stood up and was trying to say there's nothing to celebrate where there's hunger in the land, there's this in the land. I read a tweet and somebody was saying, if only the people, if this woman had the support of the people, she would have had more confidence. But you see, we have a problem in Nigeria where somebody stands up for the truth, people do not support them. You're on your own completely. That's why people are reluctant to come out. You are completely on your own. You're naked. How do we change that mindset? To make the people understand that this person is fighting for you. When push comes to shove, stand behind them. If we can get more people, this is why some people who really want to speak up cannot speak up. I'm going to tell you guys for free. They can't because there's no support anywhere in Nigeria. If anything happened to the person or that's it, that's the end of the person. Highly favored, welcome. Oh, I see you, oh, but I just dey talk my own. Exactly. That is it. The man since he come na one evil to another evil. People never rest. Children sef dey suffer. Newborn baby sef dey suffer. I no know how many of una see the video of one newborn baby when dem born. The pikin dey think as dem born am, fresh baby, e put hand for chin, e dey reason in life. E dey reason, how did I come here? Na light and darkness situation. Oh, darkness has taken over now. Darkness has completely eroded the atmosphere in Nigeria. So nothing is going to happen as long as Tinubu remains in office. Then nothing will happen. Evil will continue to thrive. The man does not even care. Even with the bigotry that is going on, that people are even unaliving themselves on top of this bigotry. This man has not even come out to say, no, you people should stop it. Election, okay, fine, but nothing. He's enjoying the evil. He's enjoying it. He does not care. Democracy Day, did he bother to come and talk to you people? He doesn't. He knows that you people will laugh at him anyway. But he say, let me not talk. Because he too knows how shameful, how disastrous it has been. And he has the support of external factors. Oyibo people, when they serve, they protect him. And he has used money to give people trinkets. People wey never see money for their life, when be say na that money na they will take bury them. Oh my God, as they give them that money, so that say omo, they don't own the whole world. Greed, gluttony don't finish the lives of elders for Nigeria. They no fit talk true again. They don't turn to elders of shame, elders of embarrassment. Then we don't have elders in Nigeria again. If we do, na only 2 remain out of the elders. 2. The likes of Pa Adebanjo. I don't know who else again. That's the only elder I know that is still speaking the truth and standing by it. He doesn't care what he loses. He's standing by it. I don't see any other person when they stand up for the truth. All of them, they don't chop sacrifice. They can't talk. They don't give them money. When you go kill them, keep their lineage. They don't give them money. Who did they shut down, Sid? Who did they shut down? I'm going to share my link. Oh, anybody that has anything to say, come and say it, and I wrap this up. That's it. That's my rant for the evening. It's a known convicted. It doesn't have anything to offer now. It will get worse. It will, absolutely, it will. The handwriting is on the wall. It will get worse. I mean, Nigerians should prepare themselves. They should prepare. It's going to get worse. There's no way. That man, he came with evil. He came with the elders of the evil. That's what he came with. Well, we don't know when those ones will see the light and rig him out. I don't know. Hey, I don't know if it will happen. He's under a spell for sure. Oh yeah, he's under a spell. Absolutely. You know what that man, you know how many things that man go they wear for body? You know how many babalawos, how many medicine men all over the world because he can afford it. When they go they follow and waka, when they go they call am. You know how many things you go don bury just to be where omo na you dey talk this one. The man is moving, he is moving with a library of medicine men, the most powerful ones in the world na dey consult with. Me when I dream see Tinubu when dem dey do election, the man show up for my dream. Me even for the dream I shock. I no know say my small voice for corner dey affect the man. I no know, I'm telling you. You go dey do your thing, you no know. This man showed up in my dream. This is the first time I'm even talking about it. This man showed up and he was trying to it was me and somebody else. I don't remember who the other person was. He now started taking, he now said we should, he now took us, he was talking to us, he now said, we should step away, I think from traffic or something. He now took us to one place that he was not trying to cajole us, like we should please now, we should not be talking so much about him. He kind of trying to pally us. So in the dream, I was saying, lie, you are not going to be president. I was shouting it in my dream. I shout, wake up. I never ever thought this thing before. Dat man dey waka, him hand no pure. Now he don bring evil come Nigeria. Before he do am, he don hypnotize with the help of his enablers in every region in Nigeria. He don hypnotize them. Those ones too get the capacity to hypnotize their people. I'm telling you, that's what is happening. Oh yeah, Per Clark, that's right, that's true. Yes, Per Edwin Clark, absolutely. Those are the only two when I know. If anybody else know another Edda, you fit talk the name. I not see any other Edda. Exactly. Oh, the lady that was talking about Democracy Day, huh? Okay. Yeah, they shut her down. The speaker was gaslighting her. The speaker was gaslighting her. It's because of democracy that you're standing here. If Nigerians were standing behind that woman, that speaker for not bold talk him, I'm telling you. If for not, this is the problem. So as we dey talk, there's a lot of sensitization that needs to happen, gingering that needs to happen. Nigerians need to understand that without your voice, because that woman cannot. You see when she was saying, "I need cover here, I need support, I need protection, I need." You don't need to talk about as a for instance here in America, when representatives they talk and they try to gag them, oh my God, make you by mistake talk to their rep for the house first, make they don't not like what you talk, you go see, you go they get letters, they go show up, sometimes they go carry placard come front of your house if they know where you be. They go fire you for social media, fire you for real life. They no dey hold back, they protect their own. That's where Nigerians need to get to. But I believe that there's a sinister plot, there's thick darkness that Tinubu has single-handedly brought to Nigeria with his fellow enablers, his cohort members, that they have brought to that country. There's an evil that we've never seen before that man has brought. It is foreign to our land. Shege Pro Max, Chibike. Welcome, Chibike. Welcome. He's not, absolutely, that's the only thing. He's not more powerful than the creator himself, the source of all things. Yep, he's not. It's only a matter of time. But the people have the power to undo this. That's just the truth. It just takes a couple of people starting it. You see the people's eyes will start to open. By the time people gather, it might not be many people, just say, enough is enough, I'm done. You go see, once those people start, everybody go say, wait a minute, this suffering is not even, we can't even explain it. Bam, everybody go join hand. That's it. It's how to wake the people up now. We gotta keep shouting it. The man has brought demons to Nigeria. Ah. It was to slight Obasanjo. How do you mean? Did Obasanjo not want that? I don't understand. Exactly. They did not win. No, they never win. It's rigging. It is always rigging. They rig the judiciary, rig the INEC body, rig everything riggable. They never ever. Nigeria has never had a pure election since independence. Even the election, the first election they had, it was rigged. The ones that the Oyibo people counted, it was rigged. Nigeria has never had a sound election. Never. Never, ever, ever. This Peter Obi's time is the first time in the history of Nigeria that Nigerians came out, voted overwhelmingly for Peter Obi, and he won. But Tinubu stole it with his enablers, Ariwola and co. So, my people, that's it. That's the rant for the day. My own be say, arise, O compatriots, will continue always, will remain my national anthem. Thunder, fire. Who dey hail? Which hailing dey hail? Abeg, let's take their anthem again, please. Be at attention. Let's sing our this thing, because hey, I no dey follow una do all this men dem wey dey do o. Let me see. Okay. There we. All right. Let me bring this forward. Wrap this up nicely. Send it. There we go. That's a nice way to wrap it up. Anyway, guys, it's been real. I just wanted to bring this here and remind us that don't let this anthem thing distract you from the main issues. The main issues are that this man has failed woefully. He has failed in every way. He has failed immensely. He invented fake investment deals using the image of notable entities like Maersk deal, Qatar deal, all fake. Landmark's resort 6-year investment worth $200 million was demolished for a coastal road project that does not have a future. Agents of insecurity, Boko Haram bandits, Fulani herdsmen has been on the rise as numerous cases of abductions, kidnappings and killings have been taking place rapidly across the country. Security agencies, police, army, DSS, EFCC are being used as tools of intimidation of Nigerians hereby promoting criminality and recklessness. Countless audio promises of Port Harcourt refinery resuming operations, taking multiple World Bank loans that have been misappropriated recklessly. They buy jeep, they build house. Central bank raises key interest rates to 26.25. We already saw that. Tinubu massively campaigned for the invasion of Republic of Niger in July 2023. Never forget that, which resulted in the exit of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger from ECOWAS. Going after and attacking bureau de change outlets, cryptocurrency companies, and accusing them of tampering with the continual exchange rates. Islamic pilgrimage subsidy of pilgrimages at an excessive 90 billion naira rate. 60 million naira. The IMF projects that Nigeria, formerly Africa's largest economy, will drop to number 4 by the end of the year, behind South Africa, Egypt, and Algeria. Nigeria's GDP is expected to fall to 253 billion this year. Okay? There is more. There is more. There is more. Please, I want us to remember this so that you people don't get carried away by national anthem. National anthem is not buying food for people. National anthem is not providing security. It's not giving electricity. It's not giving good road. It's not protecting you from banditry and kidnapping. Tinubu's 1 year of failure, of mourning, of terrorism, of kidnapping, of hunger and poverty, of naira depreciation, of looting, of banditry, of misery, of suicide. There's nothing to celebrate. So my people, I end it here. You guys have a wonderful rest of the evening, and I will see you guys on my next one. Victor, you say no. Wetin be no? Oh, yeah. You see. Okay. All right. Well, guys, it's been real. Thank you very much for joining me. I'll see you guys on my next one. Bye.